Good evening, everyone. My name is Gary Hassan, and welcome on this February 18th here in the United States. We celebrate President's Day. Our first president, George Washington, was born, and this was a holiday here in the United States. So we've got some special guests here tonight, several diamonds. But before I get into that, I would love to just kind of finish up Chinese New Year. Started on February the 10th last week and typically goes anywhere from a week to 2 weeks in the Chinese communities. And the fact that our founders are Chinese Americans, I wanted to wish out a happy Chinese New Year to the Liu family once again and all of our friends throughout the world that celebrate this. I also wanted to make sure you're aware about our upcoming launch. This is a sold out cruise ship. And we knew that would happen. We told everybody the day we booked this cruise ship 4 months ago that it would sell out, and we are sold out. So unfortunately, it is sold out, and I'm telling you, we're excited about what's happening in this company. And there's a reason we picked Port Canaveral. Okay, Port Canaveral is where NASA launches all their space shuttles, and we figured why not launch our company on a cruise ship called Freedom of the Seas. Freedom, you're going to hear a lot about this word as you participate with us here at Ludaxx. And on top of that, what was the other thing? I'm trying to remember. Freedom of the Seas, launching out of Port Canaveral. There was one other reason we did this. I'll think of it here in a minute, but I should have written them down. But if you still want to attend, we have a waiting list. Typically, groups block out, can reserve a bunch of rooms and then cancel them at the last minute. We are a month away. I don't know if that will happen, but if you want to be on a waiting list, then go ahead. And Eric, I'm gonna if you can call me when I have your picture up, we'll go ahead and I'll answer that phone. Okay. All right. We are also want to remind everybody about this uh, launch promotion. This is going to be happening in February and March. This is an opportunity to come in with a business package of either $500 worth of our products or $1,000 worth of our products and have the volume requirements waived for up to, well, have the volume requirement waived for 12 months. And you do not need to meet the requirements of the three sponsored distributors or three customers. It's one of the other or a combination of three. As long as you have three customers or distributors after the first 2 calendar months. So if somebody enrolls this month in February, you have until the end of March to get those three people. You will be paid as if you were a Ruby or an Emerald as long as you're on auto ship and purchase either a Ruby package, you'll get paid as a Ruby. And if you purchase that Emerald package, you will be paid as an Emerald. Again, this is a very, very amazing offer that the founders of the company have made possible for those of you who are really joining us at a time when a lot of people think it's great to be involved early on in a company and all. I'll tell you what, there's always good news, bad news. Good news is your first, bad news is your first. There are a couple speed bumps along the way in a pre-launch. It's not if, but just a matter of when. You'll be moving along the highway pretty fast, and then all of a sudden you hit a speed bump or a pothole and you kind of get jolted a little bit, or you bump your head on the roof and kind of cause a little bit of pain. Well, some of you have experienced a little bit of pain as we've gone through some challenges here with the company and getting started. We just rolled out our brand new back office. It's one of the most unique I've seen in our company's history, or in the industry history. Not just this company, but any company. And I've been at this for a long time now, over 2 decades. So just wanted to make sure you're aware of that. I wanted to bring on our first guest. Every week we recognize and spotlight a couple diamonds, crown diamond, double diamonds, and crown triple. In fact, tonight we're going to get to hear from Wendle Baxley, Eric Bush, and Joe Goodberlet, and we're gonna get to hear from them. I think Wendell's here online with us. The other two are going to call in once I put their picture up. But I put this one up because Wendell was one of the good old Ludaxx Gator boys. I remember the first major tour we did in Florida. We did several cities after our pre-launch event, and these guys were all, I always hear about these alligators in Florida, but I hadn't seen one in the 3 days we'd been there. So these guys, after the three events, 3 days, three cities, major events, they took me out to the Florida Everglades, and we saw some gators. So there's Wendle there in the back row with me on the. He's the second from the. If you just go left to right, there are six of us in the picture. He's the second one in the back with the cap on, standing next to, in between um, Joey Michaels and Keston Robinson. So Wendle, I know you haven't done this alone. I know you are married. You have a beautiful little redheaded daughter, and I'll tell you, this was a great event that you attended. That pre-launch event in Florida, where you're pictured here with your wife Stacy and Jal Fong, our CEO, and Jimmy Liu, the co-founders. And Wendle, I just wanted to have you take a couple minutes and just kind of share your story. Why Ludaxx? I know you own your own business. You have a uh, tow trucking business. You own several tow trucks there in Jacksonville area. Your business runs 24/7, I know, but I've got to have had the opportunity to spend some time with you, and I really appreciate your leadership and vision here early on in the company's history. Maybe you can kind of share what you saw at that first look and why you're so excited about Ludaxx here.
Yes, sir, Gary. I sure appreciate it. Um, can everyone hear me okay? I sound okay?
You're good. Go ahead.
Okay. I just want to say, real quick, was fortunate enough to get to spend a little time with Gary. And I just want everybody to know Gary is a great guy. I got a lot of respect for him. And, Gary, I really appreciate you.
Thank
I've
you.
learned, a little bit of time I got to spend with you. I've learned a lot from listening to you. But just a real quick story about me. I've always, just been the guy who had the traditional business. I really didn't like, the sales aspect of anything. I've got, like Gary was saying, a tow truck business right outside of Jacksonville. It's 24/7. I'm pretty busy with that. I have, about 15 guys that work for me. Well, my best friend's a guy named Troy Robinson, and he's been in the networking industry for a while, and I've seen Troy, have some good success with some other businesses, but I never wanted to be a part of any of those. So people that know me now, they ask, well, why all of a sudden now with Ludaxx? Why are you doing this with Troy? Why'd you get into this? And I'll be honest with you, I did not want anything to do with Ludaxx at first, but Troy, he was fortunate enough to meet Jimmy and Jafong early on. He came back from Utah. He told me, you don't understand it. We didn't even have the product. I didn't even have any product yet, but he basically made me get in. I got in and I was like, man, whatever. The product probably don't even work, is honestly what I was thinking. What happened, long story short, Troy gave me this product, and once I seen what this product could do, the testimonies started coming in. I just couldn't believe it. And I'm like, man, it was hard to believe. And it's exciting because you don't have to sell anything to anyone. All you have to do is tell people about this product. The product will speak for itself. It does exactly what this company says it'll do. And that's what's so exciting to me. I can look people right in the eyes, be completely honest, tell them this product will do what we say it will do. And you'll hear just hundreds of testimonies from people from all over the place already. Just one real quick testimony. My wife had this, minor skin problem for years, ever since I known her, and it really bothered her. It's called, and I can't hardly pronounce it. it it's keratosis pilaris. It's just like these little bumps on the back of her arms, but they would never go away. She tried anything and everything year after year, and she started taking the F21, and for whatever reason, we don't even have any idea. That's the only thing she did different. didn't even have a clue it would do anything for that, and they're completely gone. That's just one little minor testimony. So it's really exciting. You don't have to, like I said, the best thing about it for me is all you have to do is share the product. It'll speak for itself. You don't have to worry about people coming back to you, saying, well, we didn't see any results, this, that. There's none of that. If they take it like they're supposed to take it, they'll see results. And I'm just excited. It's been a lot of fun already. It's just getting started. I've met a lot of great people. And that's the other thing. I really learned a lot from hanging around Gary, Troy, a few of these other guys. The people you meet in this, I've met some great people, and we've had a lot of fun already. And it just, like I said, it hasn't even got started, and I can't wait to see, where it's going to go and the fun along the way. And, I'm just glad that I, was fortunate enough to get in, listen, to Troy, he drugged me in it, but I understand now. And I just really urge you, just share the product. It'll work out. And I just want to, say I'm thankful and I appreciate everything. And I'll turn it back over to you, Gary.
Wendell, thank you, and you are a great example of someone who's never even considered network marketing, but saw it here. And obviously, I believe a big part of that was the relationship you had with Troy and Dana. People want to do business with people they know, like, and trust. I know there was that trust level there already, but I'm confident the products, as you mentioned, was another factor. And that's that we have something pretty unique here, not just in a Me Too. And I love how you said that we work hard, but we play hard, and that the Ludaxx Gator Boys is a great example. We had a lot of fun that day, and we've had a lot of time since. And I'll tell you, we're gonna have a lot of crews on that launch cruise ship that we're gonna be on here in about a month. Our next featured Crown Diamond is Eric Bush, also out of Florida. Eric was one of our first diamonds in this company and did it in a very short period of time. Eric grew up in Michigan as a welding apprentice and ended up enlisting in the Army, as you can see here. Well, maybe you can't see Eric, but there's a picture of him there in camo. You may not be able to see him because of that camo. But while in, he trained in a lot of different specialties in the military. He was in the Army as a helicopter repair parts clerk, and he's just traveled the world. He served 2 combat tours. He retired as a sergeant first class in about 5 years ago after 22 years in the service. And the last 10, he was a senior personnel sergeant for the Special Forces Battalion. And these are the kind of guys I like to have by my side or in front of me. And he started a patio furniture business back in 2009 there in Jacksonville. And Eric has a 10-year-old daughter, and he was introduced to Ludaxx by a good friend back in September and just hit the ground running. And Eric, I know you hit Crown Diamond in about 21 days after enrolling with Ludaxx. Maybe you can kind of share some of the things that you did there in the very first that kind of helped you get off to a fast start. Welcome, Eric.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, great. Go ahead.
All right. Well, yeah, I do want to appreciate, I do want to thank you for bringing me on the webinar tonight, and I thank you for uh, having me here, and it's an honor, I do say. Yeah, I got introduced this from a friend, and I know him, and he doesn't fall for anything that he doesn't think is legit. So it really kind of piqued my interest, and he said, "Here, take these," and it's doing some pretty good things for some other people. And so I took them and I read up on the product, and it started, it said, hey, this stuff, I mean, if it does what it says it's going to do, then there's something I can be excited about. So I really didn't do anything for the first couple of weeks because I didn't. I had never been a network marketer before. As you said, I was I spent my whole life basically in the Army. I was not a network marketer. I'd never been really introduced to doing something like this. So as I went to the original Jacksonville leadership launch and got educated basically on the product and how to do it. And right the day after that conference, I hit the ground running, and I haven't stopped since. And like a week after that conference, I signed up my first person, and 21 days after that, I had signed up 21 people and made diamond. And that's pretty amazing, if you ask me, to be able to do that in such a short period of time. And the first 2 weeks, my personal testimony, I think, may not be exactly typical, but I'm hearing similar things from a lot of different people. That in the first 2 to 3 weeks, myself, I lost 18 pounds, and I didn't think I had that much to lose, because I had never really been a big guy or fluffy or anything like that. Because like I said, I was in the special forces for the last 10 years of my career. I was a marathon runner up until about 3 years ago. And but what the products did for me, that losing that weight, I experienced something that I hadn't experienced in a very long time, which is I had taken allergy medications daily for almost 25 years, and after 2 weeks on the pill, I haven't had to take one since, and this has been 4 months now. And my arthritis, I jumped out of airplanes for 20 years. Okay, I was on arthritis medication for almost 7 years, and I don't have to take it anymore. I had restless leg syndrome and insomnia. I came off of every single medication I was on, and that is just liberating. I wouldn't have to pet my cat and then go wash my hands, or when I was delivering furniture to a customer's house and they had dogs, I could actually talk to them in their house and still breathe 5 minutes later. It was very, that's pretty exciting to me. And when I had my own personal testimony, I was able to get very excited about this, and I took my Emerald pack that I had bought into and divvied it up, made some little sample packets, and just started handing it out and telling people my story and sharing the product. And a week later, they would come back and they would say, I want in, or I want more. And I had never done this before. And so that's how, it may not be that easy for everybody, but it's a lot easier than you think, and I'm a believer.
Now, Eric, you're taking all 3 of the products, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. And tell you what, even if there wasn't the opportunity attached to this product for us, I'd still be taking the products because they work that well, and I won't live without them.
Well, Eric, thank you. We appreciate your leadership and, the fact that you got off to such a fast start. That's exciting. And I'll tell you, we have a training system that, when followed correctly, can help you get off to a fast start. There's, we're going to do a training on Wednesday. I'll share some details about that. But as Eric did, he got off to a fast start. You can get started slow or fast. Now, if you didn't get off to a fast start, that's okay. It's not too late. You can relaunch your business just about any time you want. It's never too late. And, we don't, as Wendle and Eric have talked about these products, we don't make claims. They are just sharing their own personal experiences. We believe at Ludaxx, when your body's getting the proper nutrients and it's balanced and in harmony, that a lot of the challenges can take care. Your body can heal itself in many cases. Not always. We're not saying that's always the case, but when you look at the Pearl and the anti-inflammatory, I went snowboarding today with my son, my 10-year-old son, and he can shred it a lot better than I can. I grew up skiing, but I like to go boarding whenever I go out with my boys. And I took some pretty nasty spills, and I told Andrew to be ready back up to do this webinar tonight, and I'm in a lot of pain right now. my wrist, my shoulder, and my tail end because. But I took a bunch of that Pearl, and I'm going to take some more because I know it helps with the inflammation. And a lot of diseases are linked to inflammation today, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you, Eric. We're glad to have you. And I'm going to just try one more time to unmute Joe and see if he's available. If not, he's going to call me here in just a second. Joe, are you with me online? Let's try real quick sound test. Okay, I'm not hearing you, Joe. Go ahead and ring me in, and we'll get you started. Let me tell you a little bit about Joe and Karen. Wow, these two have also gotten off to an amazing fast start, and we're glad to have them on our leadership team. And Joe, as you can see here with his son Ashton in the fire truck, that kind of gives away his profession. He's a fireman and paramedic. And Karen, his wife, has worked in retail management. And this is their first child, and they just had another one about 2.5 weeks ago, a little girl. So now they've got a son, Ashton, and a little girl, Peyton. And they haven't had time in the 2 weeks, I'm sure, to take a whole lot of pictures, but I grabbed some that I could. And I tell people, if you don't send me pictures, I'll find some that I have my way of finding photos. But, they love being active and outdoors. And I'll tell you, they've got an amazing story. And, not only are they having success, but as leaders do, they help others have success as well. And that's been evident with Joe and Karen, and we appreciate their leadership. Joe, are you with me? Let me just, we had to have Joe call in. Let me put him on speaker real quick. Go ahead. Joe, go ahead.
Hi, Gary. How you doing?
Perfect. We got you loud and clear. You can mute your computer and we'll move forward. Thanks.
All right, great. Thanks. Yeah, before Ludaxx, I worked for the fire department for almost 9 years now, and I'd never done network marketing before. I've always been kind of quiet and shy and quiet. But either way, Ed King introduced me to this opportunity, brought me to my first meeting, told me he had something I might be interested in because of my profession. And my first meeting, there was only 2 people there, so I wasn't really too sure what I was getting into, but I took the products and I researched them. I started taking them myself, and I was just amazed at what I found. The more I learned about it, the more excited I got, and then I actually started losing weight. And like Eric had said, I didn't think I had any weight to lose, but I've lost 15 pounds now and feel great. Kept hearing more testimonies of other people I was sharing the product with and how it had helped them, and I just got more and more excited and realized what opportunity I'd come across. Now, they first helped me out. My upline was great. They got me started. They set up my why, had my goals, and one of the main things I had where I just had the baby was keeping my wife out of work. The last year has been great. We've both been able to take care of my son. She would work 5 days a week, and I would work 2 24-hour shifts. So I would come home from work and be watching him, and she'd be going to work. So we never got to spend any time together. It made it really hard for our family. So my goal was to keep her out of work. I figured I had 5 months to do that, and we figured out what we needed to make, and that was what I was meant for. Well, I ended up meeting that goal my first month. At the end of December, I had done what I wanted to do, so I set another goal. And I figured the rate I was going, I could beat Crown Triple Diamond by April. Well, then I ended up getting lucky again, and I got in touch with some good people who have really helped me out a lot. My upline has been there for me, and also my team underneath me has been doing great work. And they got me to Crown Triple Diamond the night before my baby was born. So I was actually in the hospital when I got the update, and that was really exciting, followed up by the birth, so everything was great there. So now I've had to set a new goal for myself, and that's one of the things I wanted to tell everybody. Make sure you keep setting goals. Don't ever let yourself run out of room, and keep yourself motivated. But my new goal now is to be able to take my family with me when I travel. My team's grown to be nationwide, and there's even some in Canada now, and I want to make sure that when I go to do meetings with them, because I'm real excited and looking forward to meeting everybody, that I can bring my family with me and we can actually make a vacation out of it. So that's one of the things that's keeping me focused and keeping me going. Like I said before, I had a big fear of public speaking, and now you got me on this, which I'm really excited about. I love talking about the products now, out a lot with my education, my personal development. They were giving me books and CDs, and I was reading and I was listening to these CDs multiple times. I couldn't get enough of them, and it's really helped out and helped my business grow. I've been trying to talk with as many people as I can and staying positive, trying to work with my team, do as many meetings as I can with them. And like my upline's done with me, I'm trying to teach them the same way and keeping them motivated, building their confidence, not letting anybody get knocked down. But one last thing before I go, I wanted to say thank you to my team, and especially one guy in particular, John Crichton. Everybody's told me that one of these days you're going to find that one guy who's going to do a great job and be a real leader and put a bunch of people in. And you never know who that's going to be. Well, I wanted to make sure that I knew what I was talking about before I talked to him, because I knew he'd look into it real hard, and I wanted to make sure that I had his attention. Now I wish I would have gotten him in a little bit sooner, if I'd only known then what I know now. But he's done a great job, and his team that he's got going on is doing really well, and they're growing really fast. And I'm excited to working with them, to be working with them, and helping them achieve their goals like they've helped me achieve mine.
Well, Joe, we sure appreciate you and Karen and the leadership you've brought to the company and the growth that you've experienced. I mean, just the amazing changes in your life with your family, but also your business is growing, your family's growing. That's exciting. And you know, we often say, you know, you can take away the check, but they can't take away the growth that you have experienced on a personal level. You know, the money comes and goes, and checks go up and down, incomes fluctuate, but that growth, if you're constantly, as you mentioned, focusing on personal development, that can't be taken away. And that's something that I believe in network marketing is one of the greatest things that people can learn. Yes, you can earn while you learn, and this business is so beneficial. And I strongly recommend that if you're not already plugged in to our Ludaxx official fan page, that you do so. Just go to Facebook, type in Ludaxx official fan page. It is growing every day in numbers. We've got video testimonials going up, and those are also posted on our YouTube page, youtube.com/Ludaxx Corp or Ludaxx Video. The corporate videos are put on Corp, and the testimonials are put on Ludaxx Video. We have a Call 'em All. If you subscribe to that, there is no cost to subscribe other than if it costs you to get a text or a voicemail. Those are reminders that are sent out, updates throughout the week, typically before a webinar, just to send out a quick reminder in case you get distracted or busy. Sometimes these webinars take place every Monday night, 10 p.m. Eastern time here in the United States, and are broadcast globally. You'll have to adjust the time accordingly depending on where you live. And I wanted to talk about this slideshare.net. We posted some, if you go to slideshare.net/Ludaxx, we have posted some company approved PowerPoints. Also, we're uploading documents prior to them being officially released. For example, our Ludaxx business building system is posted there, all 43 pages of it. That will be launched in an official booklet format. Where did that go? And I will be doing a training on that. If you go to our Ludaxx official fan page, you see here, Ludaxx official fan page, you go to events, we post our webinars here, and then we actually post the recorded webinars. But Wednesday, I will be doing a training. We will post it looks like that's today's. That's the wrong one. Sorry, let me back up here. If I go to, here it is, Wednesday, the Global Online Training Webinar, the Ludaxx Business Building System. This training is a compilation of about 2 decades of experience and knowledge from about a dozen multi-million-dollar annualized earners that I've worked with over the last 20 years. It's a combination, again, of input from dozens of people, as well as our diamond leadership here at Ludaxx during the pre-launch phase. The official final version will be launched on the cruise ship in a booklet format, but it will also be available in a PDF Our goal here at Ludaxx is to offer our training at no cost, or if there is a cost to produce materials, the cost will be the production, and that's it, $1 or $2 of that. But we'll have it in a nice professionally bound booklet that you can give to your brand new person when they get started. But this is a combination of what it takes to get started correctly, all the way through the system to helping your brand new person get their people started. And that's when the duplication kicks in. We have a system in place. You just heard from Eric Bush, one of our diamonds. He's jumped out of planes for many years. We could take Eric, throw him out of a plane with a parachute anywhere in the world, and he could have this Ludaxx business building system, and he could go and teach it to people in Europe, in Asia, in South America, in North America, anywhere in the world, and he could build this business and teach them how to build it as well. Yes, there are different cultures. Yes, there are different economies. Yes, there are different technologies available to these people. But this system is universal. Folks, I've tested it myself. I've proven it works, as have many others. So it's not a question of whether it works or not. The only question is who's going to participate? Who's going to help us take Ludaxx to become one of the next global success stories? It's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. So ladies and gentlemen, my challenge to each and every one of you is let's roll up our sleeves. Let's make it happen. My name is Gary Hassan. Thanks to our special guests here tonight, Crown Diamond Wendle and Stacy Baxley, Crown Diamond Eric Bush, and our newest Crown Triple Diamonds, Joe and Karen Goodberlet. Thank you, everybody. Good night.